Hello everyone, welcome back to Dugout Daily. I'm Charlie and today we have another video. This time we are previewing the match where Manchester City, who are potentially just a point away from securing progression to the last 16 of the Champions League, welcome Swiss outfit Young Boys to the Etihad Stadium for Tuesday's Group E battle. Before we get going, make sure to like, share and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Dugout Daily, the football channel, hit the Apex the F1 channel and at MCFC Hibs on Twitter. We will get going then, and the two sides reconvene a fortnight on from the holders' 3-1 success at Stadium Wankdorf, although both teams come into the matchday 4 match on the back of dominant domestic wins. Group G has followed the script to a T, and Manchester City are on the verge of entering the knockout draw with 2 games to spare, having followed up 3-1 beatings of Leipzig and Red Star Belgrade with an identical success during their midpoint meeting with Young Boys in Bern. Manuel Akanji marks his return to his homeland with the first goal of the evening before an obligatory Erling Haaland brace rendered Meshak Elia's effort inconsequential, thereby assuring the runaway leaders of a third-place finish at the very worst, and victory would ensure a spot in the last 16 for Pep Guardiola's side. A draw would also suffice for the holders if Red Star Belgrade failed to upset Leipzig, and Manchester City enter matchday 4 as one of only 4 sides with a 100% record still intact, with the other 3 being Bayern Munich, Barcelona and Real Madrid. Unbeaten in 16 top-level European matches since our unforgettable Bernabeu beating at the hands of Real Madrid in May 2022. The citizens have also navigated each of our last 27 Champions League games at the Etihad without suffering a defeat. Only Liverpool with 30 boast a longer unbeaten streak for English clubs in the Champions League. Ahead of our meeting with Young Boys, a young boy by the name of Jeremy Doku reserved a place in Bournemouth's nightmares at the weekend, scoring 1 and coming up with a fantastic 4 assists in a 6-1 crushing of the Cherries, seeing the citizens rise to the summit of the Premier League table in the process. One quick glance at the rankings suggests that the third time may not be the charm for Young Boys, who previously competed in the group stage of the 2018-19 and 21-22 Champions League seasons, but failed in their quest to upset the apple cart and secure a surprise top 2 finish. A 2-2 draw with Red Star Belgrade represents their only positive result in Group G so far, and even that was tinged with disappointment as the Serbian side drew level in the 88th minute, while 3-1 beatings to City and Leipzig either side of that stalemate have left Young Boys with the steepest of mountains to climb. The team managed by Rafael Vicky are only keeping Red Star out of the Europa League spot by virtue of a marginally cleaner disciplinary record, and their wafer-thin hopes of qualification will be extinguished if they fail to beat City and Leipzig get the job done against Red Star. History is not on the visitors' side either, as they have never won a Champions League group stage game on the road in each of their 7 previous attempts, although a visit to Manchester City's formerly noisy neighbours Manchester United in December 2021 ended with Young Boys taking home a creditable 1-1 draw from Old Trafford. The Swiss Super League holders also warmed up for an Etihad stopover in ideal fashion with a 4-1 crushing of Winterthur in domestic action at the weekend, despite seeing out the last 30 minutes with 10 men as Sandro Lauper was given his marching orders, and Vicky memorably guided Basel to a 2-1 win away to Manchester City in March 2018. One suspects that lightning may not strike the Etihad turf twice this week, though. So, of course, Manchester City have won all 3 of our Champions League games so far this season. Young Boys had to play a qualifier before being in the group stage, so their form in their last 5 Champions League games is a draw, a win, a loss, a draw, and a loss. Manchester City's form in our last 6 in all competitions is a win, a loss, and 4 wins. And Young Boys' form in all competitions in their last 6 is a win, a draw, a loss, a draw, and 2 wins. While most of the glum faces at the Etihad on Saturday were seen in the away end, citizens' celebrations soon turned to concern for Erling Haaland, who was forced off at half-time after twisting his ankle and is now considered a major doubt for the visit of Young Boys. Guardiola didn't rule out the prospect of the Scandinavian sensation turning out in midweek, but it would be a shock to see him risked ahead of the weekend's meeting with Chelsea, while left-back Sergio Gomez has also sustained an unspecified training injury and was seen on crutches over the weekend. Kevin De Bruyne with a hamstring injury completes the 3-pronged injury list for the holders, who ought to deploy Julian Alvarez at the tip of attack in place of Haaland, while Phil Foden and Jack Grealish ought to take advantage of his expected absence. As for the visitors, Lauper's dismissal at the weekend means nothing for continental competitions, but attacker Elia was forced off in injury time at the weekend and will need a once-over before the team fly to England. Elia is not believed to be nursing a severe issue and should be fine to spearhead the charge, but long-term ACL victim Castriot Imari is unlikely to play again this season, while Lucas Lacome's foot injury could keep him out until after the next international break. Captain Mohamed Kamara will also be walking a tightrope this weekend, as one more booking for the centre-back will rule him out of Young Boys' potentially pivotal battle with Red Star in a few weeks' time. So the predicted teams then, starting with Manchester City, we've gone with Ederson in goal, Akanji, Diaz and Vardiol as the back 3, with Walker, Rodri, Lewis and Grealish in midfield, Doku, Alvarez and Foden in attack. And the predicted team for Young Boys is Rakiopi in goal, Bloom, Kamara, Benito and Garcia as the back 4, with Males, Lauper and Monteiro in midfield. Greenwich behind Itten and Elia in attack. News of a rare physical affliction for Haaland will inevitably send a couple of shockwaves around Manchester, but the docu-inspired citizens cope just fine without our leading marksman at the weekend, and a similar story should unfold here. 3-1 victories have been customary for the holders in Group G so far, and an identical attacking haul could be on the cards, but even the odd consolation might be a bridge too far for a Young Boys side yet to win a Champions League group stage away game, and the spot in the last 16 should be City's by the close of play this week. So I predict Manchester City 3, Young Boys 0. So that is it for this video then. Everybody, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Dugout Daily, the football channel. Hit the Apex F1 channel and at MCFC Hibs on Twitter. Everybody, thank you all so much for watching and we'll speak to you all soon. Take care and goodbye for now.